guys, welcome back. All right, lesson 95, here we go. So 95, we are looking at reducing units before multiplying. So in this lesson, this should look really familiar. In the last lesson I talked about when we were doing multiplying, and I said, oh, there's something that we do first and we're gonna look at this later, but you guys already know it. This is what I was talking about. You already know what to do whenever we are multiplying fractions. There's a step that we do first before we multiply. And if you were here, you would say cross simplifying. Exactly. So we would cross simplify what we can. So what we're doing in this lesson is not actually this, but I'm gonna kind of do this as a preface to show you like this is how we do it and then how it applies to what we're about to talk about, okay? So we would look for anything that can simplify. So the 5s can both be divided by 5, so they can both turn into 1s. 3 and 6 can both be divided by 3, so the 3 divided by 3 would become a 1. 6 divided by 3 would become a 2, okay? And then the 4 and the 2 can also both be reduced by 2, so 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2, so now we multiply what we have left straight across. 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 1 times 2 is 4. So that's how we cross simplify in order to multiply fractions. What we're going to look at now is how that applies to units. So we're not actually going to have to be simplifying our numbers in this exercise. And really this is a short lesson. There's only a couple of examples because it's not a hard concept. It's something that you guys already know. As you've seen, you already know this. We've already learned this. And we're just going to apply it to units, so that's pretty simple. So I'll just go over the couple of examples that we have and then you guys can get to work on your homework. So the first example being to multiply 55 miles, miles per hour, so miles per 1 hour times 6 hours. So times 6 hours. Now, we always say anytime we're multiplying fractions and one of them is not a fraction, we can always put it over 1. Very good. So we would put it over 1, okay? Now we can't cross simplify any of our numbers, obviously, because the bottoms are both 1. There's nothing you can simplify with 1. So we know that we're just going to be multiplying our numbers, but if you notice, we have units here. So we do have hours and hours that are across from each other. So just like when we cross simplify numbers, if we see units that are the same that can both be simplified, we can cancel out those units that are across from each other, meaning that our answer would be in meters. Okay, so to find that answer, we just have to multiply 55 times 6. So let's do that off to the side real quick. 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 5 is also 30, plus 3 is 33. So it would be 330. 1 times 1 is 1, so over 1. But remember, dividing by 1 doesn't change the value. So really, our answer is just 330 meters. Okay? Miles. Oh, I said meters. Sorry. When I write M, it makes me think meters. So the problem was miles. I'm sorry, but you get the idea. All right, so let's look at the next one. So the next example says multiply 5 feet by 12 inches per foot. So we've got 5 feet times 12 inches per 1 foot. Okay, so now we look at this and we say, okay, if I really want to, I can put this over a 1, so it's fraction times a fraction. We don't have any numbers that can cross simplify because the bottoms are both 1, so nothing would cross simplify. We do have 2 units that can cross simplify though, because feet and feet can simplify with each other. They have to be the same to cross simplify, okay? We're talking about units. So now we just multiply straight across the top and straight across the bottom. 5 times 12 is gonna give us 60. 1 times 1 is 1, but remember, divided by 1 doesn't change the value, so we could just leave it as 60. And we know that our units are now in inches because the feet canceled, so the only thing left was inches. And that's it. So now you can go do your homework on it. Just remember the main thing here in this lesson is canceling or cross-simplifying units, just like you've learned to do with numbers, but now you're paying attention to it with units so that you make sure that your answer is in the proper units. So that's it. Happy homework.